him. He used to live around Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I live on Benteen Street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember you years ago. You used to work at the DJs.
I still do.
Oh, you still do?
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. First things first, can we get you to say your name and spell it into the camera for us so we can get it right for you when we type everything out?
Name's Eric.
All right.
E-R-I-C Owens. O-W-E-N-S.
All right.
Senior.
Perfect. And all right. What is your stance on the legalization of recreational marijuana and why?
My stance on legalization of marijuana is, well, I'm for it, plain and simple. You know, people really need to have the right to make their choices without being penalized by the government. Everyone probably is going to get all wound up and say, oh no, the hippies are coming to North Dakota and they're going to make us smoke pot. You know, and then, you know, that the antiquated thoughts and values that people have, they need to go now. And people, plain and simple, are here showing, you know, their approval for it, and then they're here signing a petition. You know, when I've got 35 petitioners in the last 3 weeks out there right now, and I tell every one of them, plain and simple, that if anyone has any questions, just say, hey, who do you know that ever died from a marijuana overdose, or when they ran out of marijuana, they died from withdrawal? It has never happened, ever. People are constantly dying from heroin overdose. People are messed up on meth around here, and things are all messed up. Prosecutors in our state need to start protecting people instead of law enforcement budgets, plain and simple. And by doing that, one way to do it is stop prosecuting people using recreational marijuana or medicinal marijuana, because it's all illegal in North Dakota. You know, there isn't really a, you know, it just really hurts me personally. I've met people starting this campaign a month ago that you know, they had to leave the state to get medicine for their children for seizures. You know, they had to go to Colorado, and they don't want to be in Colorado. They want to be in their home state where they live and raise their children. But when it comes down to your children, plain and simple, you're gonna leave.
Yep.
You know, and the medicinal petition, it's got too much state bureaucracy written into it. It will not work. Plain and simple. It says on there that the government has to appoint a multiple person panel. I do believe it's about 5 people. That I know of, the main front runner, Stenjum, he's totally against medical marijuana. And the idea of recreational marijuana, he's not even going to give that a second thought. Okay? And that guy, if he wins, you think he's going to appoint a 5-point battle? And then on that petition of the medicinal, they propose that North Dakota Health Department is in charge of the quality and control of marijuana. What does North Dakota Health Department actually know about medical marijuana? How long will that take to implement that program for the state? Then on top of it, it says in their law that they proposed that if there's a dispensary in your city, like say where we're staying here in Bismarck, if you live within a 40-mile radius of that, you cannot grow your own medicine. You have to buy it from their dispensary. And I'm going to tell you one thing, them prices are going to be jacked up. They're going to be doing big time money. Expect that people aren't going to be able to medicate themselves, they won't be able to afford it. And then if you can grow because you're out of that 40-mile radius, you have to contact your local law enforcement. And they have to inspect your medicinal grow. And that violates the HIPAA Act. The HIPAA Act is a federal law that says I don't have to know if I'm a law enforcement or anyone what medications I was prescribed by my doctor. Yeah. So if I was given Vicodin or Oxycontin, I would have to check in to the government, because there's an epidemic right now with prescription pain pills, and they would love to be able to come to everyone's house and check their bottle.
Yeah.
Okay? And they can't do that. It's against federal guidelines of the HIPAA Act. And that's what inspecting someone's personal grow at their leisure is. It violates the HIPAA Act. It won't fly. And there's a couple more things, but we don't need to go on that anymore. I think I kind of related my position on that.
Alright. How do you feel about, or what do you think this will do for the economy in North Dakota if it is legalized recreationally or medically?
You know, that's a really good question. And what's going to be the one thing that most people are expecting, the way we can net and bring more, increase the GDP of North Dakota, is through industrial hemp. Right now, they do have an industrial hemp act. 13 people, I do believe, filed for a license. Only 6 were able to attain that license. The that's the NDSU Agriculture Exchange Department, NDSU, Doug Goring, he's in charge of the program. What they're trying to do is, it's just too much government control in industrial hemp. Plain and simple. They want to have the police come out and inspect your hemp grow. Guess what? No one gets high off of hemp. Okay? No one's gonna be in the weeds getting giggly, okay? And it's just silly. And you know, there's over 10,000 applications that there is industrially that you can use for biodiesel. Then you go with hemp seed oils, which are really popular in America right now. Making certain things like breads and different oils. I mean, it goes on and on. And what www.legalizend does is it ends that whole program, okay? So, like a lot of people, there's not too many people in North Dakota that their family doesn't have a farm. Yeah. Well, guess what? Without government regulation, you're going to be able to grow hemp just like you can grow sunflowers.
Perfect. All right. What results would you expect to see after cannabis is legalized in work ethics and job production?
That's going to be better.
Yeah.
But you gotta realize, just because we passed the law, that business owner still has the personal right to drug test you. We haven't gone as far yet in society as to say, just because it's legal doesn't mean you're allowed to use it, because your employer has control of that. Yep. So I really don't think that anyone, if they have a good paying job and they get drug tested, they're not going to use marijuana. Yeah. And people who are using marijuana, they're probably using it responsibly anyways. If you're getting stoned at your job, it's no different if you're getting drunk at your job. Yep. You're going to lose your job. Yep. So that's my answer on that.
All right. On the subject of health being both mental and physical, with ambition, weight gain and loss, and etc., do you consider the use of medical marijuana to be a useful resource or damaging, and why?
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you one thing about marijuana, and people got to get that. All marijuana use is a human consumption. It is medicinal. Whether you're using marijuana recreationally, you're still getting medicinal values from its use. Yeah. Okay? Plain and simple. With alcohol, you're not kidding. Well, they've had studies that show a glass a night or two. But the problem is, no one usually stops after a glass of wine or two. Yeah. Any amount of marijuana use, there's nothing. The residual side effects of marijuana are all positive for your body. The endocannabinoid system, I'm trying to say it the best that I can, it's a tongue twister there. They found that as the plant, how it works, and your synapses in your brain, and the chemical components, it's just amazing what it does for you. I mean, it's not no lie out there, guys. Yeah. That cannabis oils, they stop cancer growth. They're stopping seizures. 23 states didn't make this crap up. Yep. Okay? People didn't leave North Dakota to get medicine legally for their children because it was a joke.
All right. From a social standpoint, do you consider the use of marijuana to be helping or slowing down the progression of a societal community?
Well, that's just a stupid question, man.
We're trying to cover all bases here.
Yeah, well, that was a silly base, guy. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I personally, that's a stupid question, man. Yeah. I passed. That's your answer.
Yeah. All right. How would legalizing the use/research of medical cannabis change the quality of life those struggle with disease, disorder, and chronic pain?
How will that help?
Yes.
It is helping.
It is.
And I explained that.
Yep.
And people are leaving the state to medicate their children.
Right. According to the crime statistics in Denver, Colorado, since the legalization of marijuana, the crime rate has dropped a noticeable amount, around 10%. Do you believe the legalization of marijuana in North Dakota would have a similar positive outcome?
Absolutely, it would. Yeah. Because, your crime stats are going to happen because young people aren't going to get busted for smoking pot. Of course your crime stats are going to drop.
Perfect. How, in your opinion, will the legalization of marijuana affect education in high schools and college, such as the grade averages and the dropout rate?
It's not going to affect nothing. The marijuana is still there right now. It was in high school when I went to high school in the late 80s and early 90s. It's still there right now in 2016. It was there in the 80s and 70s and 60s, long before I was there. It's not going to affect nothing.
Do you believe that there should be any certain restrictions on the legalization of marijuana, such as age, public use, driving under the influence, and dealing without a license?
That's a lot of questions in there.
Yeah.
I think there has to be some form of regulation, you know, just like with alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, kids can't drink alcohol until they've attained a certain age. It depends on what state they're at, you know, where you're at. That's got to be done.
So you definitely...
You know, but what I worry about is it's usually the more regulation you add to something, the more constringent things get, and it really doesn't seem to help. But, you know, I do believe, yes, there has to be some regulation there.
Perfect. How do you see this affecting North Dakota after 5 years if it passes? How about the nation as a whole as well?
Well, I'm pretty sure that within 5 years, the way we're looking at with measures that we have going on in California, Arizona, Nevada. Nevada's on the ballot for November 8th. It's looking like Michigan's got a good chance of getting on there for November 8th. Arizona's looking pretty positive to be on the ballot. You know, I think within the next 5 years, it could be something that's a social norm, and it's going to come really quickly. Just think about it, guys. We're staying here listening to rap music here in North Dakota, all right? Just 50 years ago, interracial marriage was against the law, okay? People can socially change quickly once they realize what they've been fed are lies, okay? And you gotta remember this, it's easier to keep lying to someone than to convince them that they've been lied to, okay? Yep. And once that mentality gets through, the fact that, hey, we've been lied to by our government, there's no reason to incarcerate people for use of marijuana. It's gonna go wildfire, and it already has.
All right, well thank you, that's all we have for you today. I appreciate the interview very much.